Okay, I'm gonna have to do this in 5-minute segments. So we just got done saying that the bacteria and fungi are everywhere. So here's a question you might think, okay, if they're already everywhere, what can we do to stop them? Well, there's a simple answer. Keep food in the refrigerator. All right, that's easy. That's what most of us already know to do. We can preserve food in the refrigerator or freezer. The cool temperature in the refrigerator slows the growth of fungus and bacteria. It does not stop it, it slows it. Anything you keep in the fridge probably has bacteria and fungi in it and on it already, but the food will last a longer time in the refrigerator than on the counter because the cool temperature makes bacteria and fungus grow slowly. Uh, Does the food in a refrigerator eventually spoil or will it stay good forever? Well, the clue is right here in this reading, or maybe in your own personal experience where you opened up something in the fridge and found that it was not good anymore. Let's compare that to a freezer. The lower, colder, frozen temperature in the freezer, cold enough to freeze water, stops bacteria and fungi from growing. It stops their growth. That frozen temperature stops their growth. The freezer does not kill bacteria and fungi. It does not kill them, but they cannot grow or reproduce. So they will stay in the freezer, in the food, not growing, not reproducing. And that means the food in the freezer can last for years or even forever as long as it always stays frozen. Wow, that doesn't mean you may not want to eat food that's been in there for too long, but it will not be spoiled from bacteria and fungi. Okay, now here's something to think about. Refrigerators were only invented 100 years ago. That's not that long ago. And people today who live without electricity cannot have a refrigerator, and Sam in the book cannot have a refrigerator. So we need to think about ways to preserve food besides a fridge or freezer. That's our next topic. We already know that bacteria and fungi have certain needs. They need food, they need water, they need warm temperatures. So, which of these does the refrigerator prevent them from having? Why does the refrigerator work? Does it take away their food? Does it take away their water? Or does it take away their warm temperature? You have to choose that choice. But if we can't keep the food cold, we will still need other ways to stop fungi and bacteria from growing. So, one method without a refrigerator, drying out the food, is a way to preserve it. Dried foods do not need to go in a refrigerator. If we dry the food out, what does it sound like we prevent the bacteria and fungus from having? I want you to choose here. It's dried food. So, does that take away the food? Does that take away the water? Or does that take away the warm temperature? Here are some examples of dried foods. Dried pasta can stay in the cabinet a very long time. Dry rice, dry beans, these will last a very long time. Dried fruit, sun-dried tomatoes, and your spice rack has a lot of dried plants in there. These stay very long time without going in the refrigerator. And we also have dried meat. I don't know if you've ever tried beef jerky. These are smoked fish. This is what Sam does. So meat can be dried by cooking it for a long time at a low temperature to get the moisture out of the meat. And this method is sometimes called smoking it. Sam does this in the book. He smokes most of his meat, the fish, because if fish will go bad, it will spoil. Bacteria will grow in it very quickly. But if you smoke it, it lasts a long time. So when bacteria and fungi get into dry foods, they cannot grow on them. So the bacteria can land on these fish, and it will not grow because there's not enough water left in the food to keep them alive. So dried foods can last for years and years and years as long as they are kept dry. So we talked about using a refrigerator and freezer, and now we talked about drying foods. There are some review questions that I would like you guys to try. Reach out if you need help.